Welcome, modern day mystics, fellow truth seekers, James and Justin back again, and today we have another Alan Watts video to react to. It has been a while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Been a minute.
But I found this interesting one that actually has video footage of Alan Watts talking, because there's not a ton of that.
A rare jewel. Well, when he's young and it's all black and white and grainy, there's some footage of him, but like later on, there's not much.
Yeah. Well, anyway, won't keep you waiting. Let's get into it.
You can't transform yourself. You can't make yourself sane. You can't make yourself loving. You can't make yourself unselfish. And yet it's absolutely necessary that we be that way. It's absolutely necessary. If we are going to hand over the direction of nature to nature, which is what it comes to, it's absolutely necessary that we let go of ourselves, and it can't be done. Not by anything that we call doing it, acting, willing, or even just accepting things. You can't do it. Why? Because you don't really exist as that kind of a separate ego or personality. It's just an idea based on a phony feeling. So when it comes down to it, it's shocking news for us, for the human race, for our pride. You're only making a mess by trying to put things straight. You're trying to straighten out a wiggly world, and no wonder you're in trouble. So you can't do anything. So you can't transform yourself. And what can you do? What happens then if you actually realize you've come to a dead end? And the human race has come to a dead end, in my opinion. What then? Commit suicide? Or is there something else? What happens when you just wait? There's nothing you can do. You watch. And all you see is what goes on that is happening of itself. You're breathing, the wind is blowing, the trees are waving, your blood is circulating, your nerves are tingling. It's all going on of itself. But you know, that's you. That's the real you. The you that goes on of itself. It's not the symbol. It's not the person. It's you that's happening, as when you breathe. Yes, you can get the feeling that I am breathing by shoving your breath, but your breath goes on day in and day out without your doing anything about it or even thinking of it. The same way your brain is functioning without your forcing it. So when you come to a dead end, and we are individually and socially now in 1971 at a dead end, this is the moment of which it is said man's extremity is God's opportunity. Because we have to stop. And when we stop, we find a world that is happening rather than being done, being shoved. And that happening, as distinct from doing, is our fundamental self. And our fundamental self is not something just inside the skin. It's everything around us with which we connect. When you look out of your eyes at nature happening out there, you're looking at you. I'm not going to say what we should do from then on, but simply that before we think of doing anything in this critical situation, we realize the completely illusory nature of the beings that we think we are, and get back again to the beings that we really are, which includes all this outside world, no longer left outside.
Welcome to TV, where you watch us watch TV within TV. Next, we're going to react to us reacting to this.
What were you laughing at?
It's kind of hard to explain what I was laughing at, but I was thinking a lot about Alan Watts. Like, I feel sort of kindred with him in the sense that, like, I think he did a whole lot of talking about this stuff, you know, and his livelihood was based on it. And he had all kinds of like, I get the sense that he was surrounded by people that, like, looked up to him. Like, don't get me, I'm not saying I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that when you're always talking about it, I believe that can have an effect of taking you out of it. You know, especially when you're trying to articulate everything so precisely and entertainingly. It's a little bit, I feel like, could be thought of as kind of antithetical to what he's actually pointing out here, which we should get into, what he's actually, in case you don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at him, and I also know that Alan Watts, so be careful about drinking, because I don't know if this is true, but despite whatever level of awareness he had, reports say, I've heard reports that say he was a pretty heavy drinker, even all the way up till he died. So careful, your awakening might not even save you if you go into it as an alcoholic. And so I was thinking about just a mix of him trying to explain this stuff, especially if he has access to just being without having to explain yourself. Yeah. With possibly being drunk, and he's like, "Look at the forest over there," and he's just staring off into it. And something about that was just silly and funny to me.
Yeah.
So I really like Alan Watts. I kind of cut my teeth on Alan Watts on this stuff back in the day.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, he's a good introduction into kind of spirituality and awakening and all, like, that he was one of the first guys I listened to, like 10 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Terence McKenna, Alan Watts.
You probably got me into listening to him.
I was just over across the other part of the world, and there was a guy there that was doing a whole talk on psychedelics and everything, and he was starting to get into Terence McKenna and everything, and I was like, wanted to talk about what comes next. Yeah. Because I feel like people get it, like, I don't know, maybe it's not that way for everybody, but for me it was like, it starts off as kind of like a pop culture interest in what psychedelics can do. They can really make you, you know, it's still from the place of like extreme selfishness, like, I'm going to become something because of this. And then you find people like Terence McKenna that are like starting to blur the boundary between just what it can do for you and some kind of deeper reality. And then that eventually leads to like a true form of spirituality as distinct from religion. Like, religion precedes, in my opinion, all that stuff. It's like, if you're going to church, believing, and you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, the believing stuff. And then you become sort of a skeptic, and you're like, well, what else is there? You know, what's the world up to? I guess I'll earn some money and learn everything there is to know about science. Yeah. And then when that starts to reach its end point, it's getting into like blurry or like metaphysics and kind of spooky and conspiracy theories and all this stuff. And then just beyond that, there's still small, quiet voices pointing the way to what you've been looking for the whole time.
Yeah, I think for like people who are deconstructing their religion, I've like steered them in the Alan Watts direction. I think he's a good people, especially if you come from Christianity. I think he's a good bridge to help people with their transition there. But like, what do you think in this video? Because he was getting into he started off talking about the whole controlling aspect. And I was struggling to kind of even understand what he was getting at with that. Like, he was like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Like, nothing you can do in what aspect?
That's correct.
As it relates to what?
It's technically correct. There's nothing you can do. And you go, well, what else is there other than things I can do is the things. And he's pointing to true spirituality. He's pointing to awakening. He's pointing to grokking, what there is to grok, what the Buddha was talking about, what Christ was really talking about when he said insane, oddball, radical things like, don't worry about anything. You know what I mean? Don't even worry about what you're going to wear tomorrow. God will take care of you. He's pointing to that. What all your prophets were talking about, what the thing that is missing when self-help doesn't save you, the thing that is missing when your money doesn't save you, when one more relationship doesn't save you, he's pointing to that. And you can't do anything about that. You've had it since you were a child. Remember? No, you don't remember because you're so busy doing. You're too busy doing to remember how friggin' awesome whatever prior to your state is.
Even seeking, because seeking becomes part of that whole game too, right?
I'm not a practitioner. I'm not the facilitator. I will point you in the direction of Simply Always Awake. That's a great YouTube channel. Go there and consume the hell out of that, and he's the guy nowadays. And also Adi Ashanti, and also Gangaji, and also many others. You know what I mean? Leo Guru is pretty good, but he's he's going even beyond awakening into like epistemological rigor insanity, and as well as I listen to him. He's entertaining and a ridiculous genius. But he's going into like what is accessible through psychedelics and like metaphysical levels of introspection or something or inquiry. So back to the point.
Yeah.
He's pointing to this. The thing that Alan Watts is actually pointing to is so simple. It's for everybody. Everyone can have it. It's what religion aims to do, and it's a matter of stopping. You have to learn how to stop. And I already pointed you in the direction of where you could go learn how to do that. But it's essentially stop. And it's incredibly hard to do. See, you can't even really stop without feeling awkward. Somebody do something boring, and that's your nightmare. That's your hell. That's hell for you. Even if there's a voice in your head saying, no, it isn't, or you're gearing up your keyboard to lay on.
It's probably a good reason why people sign up for retreats to sit in there. Like, at least I'm with a bunch of other people who we're all going to, we can feel awkward together and sit and
But that won't save you either. I hope at these retreats, when you go in together and you're afraid of enlightenment, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be mean. It can be destabilizing once the reality kicks in, like, oh my God, all my like worrying was just a dream. What have I been doing? Like all that stuff I was fretting about, I think that can actually be destabilizing. So go to a retreat and have a facilitator. I'm not the one, at least not right now. But yeah, it'll point you to what you've been looking for your whole life, which is, in a nutshell, spoiler alert, or breadcrumb for later when you realize this, it's a matter of stopping. Biblically, I think it's likened to when it talks about the oil in the lamps, the virgins are sitting there waiting and they got to make sure they stay alert. There's an alertness to it. It's like, you're not alert. People go, look at me. I'm alert. You're sleeping when you do that. It's not alert yet. Alert is just here. Alert is here, fully present in this moment, not in the future, not in the past, not in thoughts of the past, not in thoughts of the future, not speaking from an identity and ego. It's not that. It's immediate. It's totally immediate. And it's what spiritual people are looking for. That's it. Did that answer your question?
Sure. I think it's a good job. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our reaction on this Alan Watts talk. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone, until next time,
Stay spiritual.